शिवेश हिंगुणाय नमः। ॐ कालकालाय विद्महे कालातीताय धीमहि तन्नः कालभैरव प्रचोदयात्। Namaskaram. Welcome to yet another video. Today we are blessed to talk about Bheeshana Bhairava. One of my favorite Bhairava Swaroopa. There is nothing called as favorite or the most best. Basically, he is the seventh form, so there are called as an very connected form. I feel Bheeshana Bhairava. See, Bheeshana Bhairava is from an Ashta Bhairava perspective. He is a seventh Swarupa. So he normally governs the north direction. North direction is called like Uttaradiku, which is in the Vastu, it is being connected as a water element. So basically, from a Devata perspective, here from a Vastu angle, we we tell that actually like it is like Kubera who resides in this particular place, and Buddha Graha, what we call it as Mercury planet, is actually governing the north direction. As you already all are aware that Mercury is a planet of intelligence. So basically, from an astrology perspective, also it is always essential that from a direction north is the most auspicious what all the uh, we look forward for, because basically without water there is no existence at all, whatever we call it as panchabhutas. So unless the water element, there is nothing called as a spout of an life which comes in an existence. However, from a devata perspective, from a vastu devata perspective, basically, see again, the whatever we call it as 45 devatas, here we have total 9 deities governing the north direction. From a very deep, it is a astro vastu analysis information. But why I'm trying to tell you this is, here actually the power of Brahma is actually being given to one particular main deity, Prithvidhara. We normally call it as a Prithvidhara in a Vastu Mandala or Vastu entity. Moreover, especially in the Vastu architectural way, it has been considered as there is one particular Devata who is called, um, who actually is called Ballat. Okay, so Ballat is actually like normally he is a person who gives us the abundance in our life. He That's one part of it. Again, if I talk more about this Vastu Astro Vastu perspective, it will be again a different and a very huge topic. However, to put it into a nutshell, um, this Prithvidhara, okay, the divine entity of the Vastu, is called as Budhara Deva, okay, and he is a embodiment of Sheshanaga. So it is very, very, very essential. I will tell why especially Naga, Sheshanaga comes into picture here. There is one particular Swarupa which is connected to Bhishana Bhairava. The forms of in 8 forms of sub-forms of Bhishana Bhairava, one particular form is actually connected to Sheshanaga Swarupa. We will connect on those topics later. However, to talk about Bhishana Bhairava, as the name discloses about his mm, appearance, or we can call it as the person or the Daiva who actually defends of the faithful and the remove of any kind of a fear in the existence, is Bhishana Bhairava. Bhishana Bhairava has, in a very quick note, if I want to tell, Bhishana Bhairava actually his consort or his supporting Devi is actually Chamundima. Chamundima, she is see, if we want to talk about from a 64 Matrika perspective or Yogini perspective, it is not so easy. In Dashamahavidya, actually, Chamundi Ma actually plays very, very, very vital role. She actually, after the Kali, Chamundi is one very strong, potent, powerful Devi Swarupa, which has been done Aradhya and particularly in a tantric perspective. See, again, let me just reiterate this. Do not go into indulgence like uh, we are not supposed to do a tantra. Okay, tantra in simple words, I always tell it is a connecting platform or a connecting way to actually connect to your Ishtartha Daiva. It may be Tamasika, Rajasika, or Satvika. Again, the three gunas actually which varies a lot, but it has always been said it is not like what we call it as Dakshina Marga or Vama Marga. In simple words, when we do something rituals to even to the Ugra Devatas, even they will be able to show their the love and affection towards us. As if you recall in one of our video, I have connected to this particular topic. See, the Daivas are somewhat like our parents. Okay, it doesn't mean that actually our parents are always in a furious, angry way. Whenever we as a kids, if we do any kind of a mistake, they always take that Swarupa. So it is being portrayed in today's social media that actually few of the devatas are completely Ugra Devata and they are not supposed to be puja by samsaris or the people who are in bonded with samsaram. They are not supposed to do a puja, and even if they do it, they are not supposed to do a puja inside the home, or even if they are supposed to perform, maybe from a kula devata perspective, it has to be performed in certain environment, certain ritual perspective. I fully agree with it, but over and all above, when it comes to the daiva, okay, I always reside. There is something called as an Ishtadeva and Margadeva. Ishtadeva is what we choose or we think that actually we normally seeing him or the in the in the home where we have born. Maybe he may be a Kula Guru or she may be a Kula Devi. Repeatedly chanting their names, maybe they have become our Ishta. Or there may be a situation like actually you have seen some web series or some serials and very emotionally you have got connected and you got to know that actually that is your Ishtartha Deva. Maybe one part of it is correct, but if you see from the other side of it, when it comes to the Devatas or Daivas, okay, we call it as Margadeva. Margadeva means a Deva who will help us to enhance our spiritual beings. Okay, so here Bhairava, whenever we recite the name Bhairava or whenever we start doing a puja of Bhairava, whenever we start actually invoking him in our life as a Marga Devata, he take over the control. Okay, that is the reason I always it is still like it is it builds a faith. He is a defender of the faith and he removes the fear in the upasaka's life or sadhaka's life, and he along with Chamundima, they are they are blessed because um, they are directly supported by Madurga. Their story again, it connects to the Shumba Nishumba storyline perspective, when actually particular Daiva he came into an existence, Bhishana Bhairava, Kala Bhairava actually in one of his Swarupa when he took out, and especially in the north direction, he sent the Bhishana Bhairava to ensure that whatever the Asuric activities which are being um, spreaded in the north direction, it was supposed to be diminished. So that's where actually Bhishana Bhairava, along with the concept of Ma Chamundi, was able to take into a control. And there is also been told like mm, there is one asura called as an Mukasura. Here actually for the Dhamana of Ma Chamundi, when she it is actually more articulated in Durgamalaya Tantra, where it is more about Devi. Okay, Here actually the Devi's form, the Devi Swarupa, the Devi Vahana, everything has been beautifully articulated. And also it has been told like she actually takes a support of Shiva, especially in a Bhairava Swarupa, to diminish that particular asuric entities. And that's where actually she became the consort of Bheeshana Bhairava. See, to put it into a simple words, today's whatever we see like online information, whatever we carry, yes, of course, Chamundi as well as Bhishana Bhairava, they actually support us, or they create a aura or a a archer for us, for a upasaka as well as a sadhakas, to ensure that any negative energies are not going to come to them whenever we start their upasanas, or even evil spirits, whatever we call like lower entity evil spirits, or a mm, malevolent forces, like someone has done in some kind of invocation of a preta, and they are sending to actually to the particular um, Vashikarana is a wrong word. People use that as a Vashikarana. No, it is actually a malevolent forces. Actually, they activate like lower entity. The energies they will activate and they will send to the enemies or so called. But again, let me just tell you, it has always been addressed into a three parameters: Satvika, Tamasika, and Rajasika. Maybe we will talk about this into a details in more about it. However, when Bhishana Bhairava and Ma Chamundi come into it, they will ensure that actually liberation of any kind of curse of the upasakas or sadhakas life. Let's consider that actually if we have any kind of a curse, for example, Pitrudosha, it may be Sarpadosha. From astrology perspective, also we tell very clearly on this parameters. And in any kind of like woman, normally we call it as like Brahmahatya dosha or Gohatya dosha, or even we also call refer as like any kind of female related dosha. That's where actually people will not be able to get connected to their family members, or in their Janma Kundali, all these things actually will be seen by the astrologer, and they always tell like you have a curse for your family, or it is a curse for your particular lifetime. At that given point of time, when you start doing a aradhana of Bhairava, in when you started completing about the certain number of mandalas, automatically, especially Bhishana Bhairava with Ma Chamundi, they will be able to liberate any kind of curse from thousands of life, whichever we have done it. So it is always very very potent. That is the reason I told like they are very one of my favorite Bhairava Swarupas, because they start supporting to the people whoever take their namasmarane. They will be next to us, ensuring that actually they are ready to support us, they are ready to actually activate their energies, ready to actually create a shield for us, such that the negative entities or evil spirits actually is not going to create any kind of bada into our life or problems into our life. Here, Bhishana Bhairava, from a complexion perspective, he is being portrayed as a red, complexed with a four arms deity, with a sword, skull, kapala, as well as trident, trishulam as the pestle, as well as the mauta who carries the particular tool. See, I see it in a very different way. He is also being referred as from a astrological perspective, like whoever prays the Devi Swarupa of Chamundi as well as Bhishana Bhairava, any kind of Kuja dosha, especially we call it as Mars, which has not been, which is creating the problem for the particular person or a particular sadhaka's life, automatically these entities will be able to eliminate any kind of planetary impacts. Um, we call this as like very few deities are there which are actually called graha uchchatana, mean to say like they will eliminate any kind of problems in your life which is related to the planetary impacts. Okay, so Bhishana Bhairava along with Chamundima, they are very 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 essential when it comes to such kind of planetary implications which are happening to in our life. So um, if I go into in depth of it again, I need to talk more about the astrological perspective, but to put it into a very high level, yes, they Bhishana Bhairava along with Chamundima, they will be able to eliminate any kind of negative implications of planetary effects on the sadhaka's life. Okay, so symbolically if I want to tell, like it represents a fear and the power of instill of fear in enemies. Once these particular swarupas are starting guiding the sadhakas, okay, the opposite person, whosoever we may think or may actually people who want to actually pull down the sadhaka's life, they start facing fears after seeing the representation of yourself, because you are now representing the Bhishana Bhairava. You have invoked him in your life. See, initially what it happens is when we start doing a Daiva Aradhana, normally what it is being said is when puja, Nitya puja is something different than the sadhana paddhati. When we do a sadhana, maybe taking one particular mandala of it, 48 days as an example, what we do is actually we invoke Deva and we take um, a promise, okay, a promise in front of a Devata that particular days I'm going to recite your name and I want your presence, support, and help me with all the do's and don'ts of my life. So this is actually Anushtana. Normally we take it as there is a very big procedure. Maybe after completion of this series, I will surely talk more about Sadhana Paddhati, which will give you a very high level of discussion note on how exactly that need to be invoked. However, coming back to this particular topic, when we do such kind of things, it is a bondage you develop with the Daiva, stating that actually I'm going to do, please be with me, support me. See, in some few stages of the mandala, it has been said that actually Deva will come and test you, whether the particular Upasaka or Sadhaka will be doing the Namajapa, Nitya Puja, Homa, Havana, or it may be a particular Navamsha, whether even any kind of a Kavacha he is invoking, or it may be Ashtakam or a Shatanamavali, all these things. It is only the connection and the love towards individual towards the Daiva. Okay, so they will only come and see in certain stages or certain initial stages of your Mandala Aradhana, whether this particular sadhaka or upasaka is trying to perform his or he's trying to keep up his promise or not. Once he get to that actually yes, he is serious about me and he starts actually supporting you. What he does is after a couple of numbers of mandala of doing aradhana, when you perform sadhana, when you especially performs nitya puja, believe me, they will come and sit next to the next next to you and start actually listening to you how bhavuka you are when you are performing the puja aradhana. And the way it goes in such a way that actually he will always ensure that whenever you invoke him, they will be just in minutes they will be able to come and support you. And there are the stages like it will come into an insta stage, he will come reside in ourself, like he will ensure that he will enters into our jivatma such that he take overs the do's don'ts, your your lifestyle, he completely changes. So that's where we tell there are the stages even in the sadhana paddhati. It doesn't mean that actually we do a nama japa, we have done and dusted. No, there are many many process, many many invocation which has been done. Just to put it in an example, even when Sati was in a Parvati Swarupa, when Shakti actually left her body, and Shiva actually was in a dhyana mudra, in a dhyana for thousands, millions of years. When Sati actually started invoking, trying to get Shiva into his life, Narada Maharishi, as a guru for Ma Parvati, was able to teach the sadhana paddhati. Like, these are the mm, invocation way you are supposed to do. This is the way you need to perform the puja. This is the way you are supposed to invoke him. This is the total number of nama japa you need to do. It has been said that actually it is more than 10 million namasmarana Devi used to perform, and every millions she used to perform it. She used to drop one particular her daily activities, like dropping a particular reducing the quantity of the meal, or it may be like reducing some sweets in the in the food what you consume. It went like that. Actually, it has been said even in Devi Purana also. um, like Ma, after having a three meals, okay, three, she came into a situation, she started taking one single meal, and again she skipped that, and she used to take one palahara, and also she left the palahara, and she used to eat one bilpatre, bilva, she used to eat, and she used to do it millions of namasmarana of Shiva. See, why I'm trying to give you this information is, nowadays it has been understood from many of the people that if we take any kind of a initiation from particular guru on online, or from a gurukula perspective, residing that particular nama mantra japa for a couple of days or a couple of months or a couple of years, they feel that actually they have took a siddhi of it, and they can actually go to the next step. Not at all. Let me just remind you, it is it is like so many lifetimes of sadhana of one particular deity will get a siddhis. Okay, and if someone has already got it, it is not because of this lifetime. Maybe they have done lot of sadhana from their past many lives. Okay, we always need to ensure that if we have started now, why we are starting, it is not that actually initially we have started, or randomly we picked some video and we are trying to do the aradhana of the daiva of daiva aradhana. Being a marga devata, they will choose us. They will feel that, oh, now it is a time to actually to ensure that this particular upasaka or sadhaka is ready for actually doing my aradhane. Then only our life actually blossoms. um, I would restrain here because there are many more information to be shared. But let me also ask, there are multiple questions getting to me from a upasaka as well as sadhaka perspective. See, upasaka is the initial, actually we can call it as initial stages of the sadhaka. Upasaka is actually as a some guru should need to initiate them. Guru mantra need to be given, and also the paddhati need to be explained. As I told you, in coming videos, maybe I will share you about the sadhana paddhati. Maybe invocation is really not needed, like initiation of the particular paddhati is not really needed. You can maybe with his divine grace, whoever is listening the video, automatically they will be in sadhana paddhati of Bhairava, not only from this lifetime, maybe from the past lifetime. They will be able to connect to the dots, and they will be able to start the sadhana paddhati. That is upasaka. They will start, kick starting of the sadhana is upasaka. Sadhaka is like they have completed n numbers of life doing the same aradhana of the particular daiva, or it may be like they have, in this particular lifetime they have completed n numbers of mandala of sadhana. That is also actually sadhakas. Today's wrongly percepted or utilized word is actually sadhaka. Sadhaka is not that actually once you sit for a couple of minutes and do a 21 minutes of yoga nidra or kundalini activate, or so called as a chakra activation, you will not, or we will not become the sadhakas. Sadhaka is actually the grace of the daiva. From it is only because of his anugraha we will be able to get that particular entitlement as sadhaka. because whoever do a sadhane of particular daiva, he will become one among him. As I told you earlier, there are three stages of daiva coming to you. This is actually sadhaka is somewhat like the daiva resides inside you. So we need to understand. So whatsoever we have today's myth or people so called as an I am a sadhaka of the particular maybe yes, I agree. Maybe their gurus has been initiated in certain process, but as I always tell, this is not the way it has been said in our Vedical perspective or Upanishad perspective. So coming back, so Bheeshana Bhairava, a terrific form, like fearsome manner, Daiva, symbolizing um, the power to protect the devotees from any dangers of this lifetime, past lifetime, as I told, any kind of past life curse, anything can be actually eliminated by Mahaguru Bhishana Bhairava, along with Ma Chamunda. Chamundi is like, see, I really don't know, like, she's so sacred, so powerful. We If I start talking about her, I will forget about the start of the discussion where we have started to. Maybe we will take a permission of Devi and we will ask to talk about her in detail in some other content. Maybe with her grace we will start. Coming to the Vahana of the both the Daivas, like Bhishana Bhairava as well as Chamundi Ma, both actually are riding on lion. Okay, their association with is with the lion, because lion is all about strength. Okay, it is about the courage, ability to overcome any kind of a challenge. That is the reason it is called the king of the jungle, or it is actually so what we call courageous that actually entire forest actually it's in its control. Any animals, even from our school days, it has been thought that actually the very powerful animal and the king of the jungle, it has always been decided as lions. So Ma Chamundi as well as Mahaguru Bhishana Bhairava actually ride the Vahana as lion here. See, to put it into a nutshell, like lion symbolizes the control and mastery, okay, of your own animalistic, or we call it as actually um, a guna, what we carry as animalic guna, intensity or the energy what we have it will calm down once you actually do. People are restless today, doing this after 10 minutes what to be done, after doing this what to be done next, what to be after done doing what to be next. For example, if one particular upasaka has completed one particular devi puja, after 10 minutes he will be thinking that what next I need to be done after doing this, which devata I need to do puja, Ganesha, Ishwara, mm, Kartikeya, Devi. They will be juggling between devata swarupas. Okay, they are restless, and here we call it as it is why, because the restless we call, we maybe actually the past life is of animal nature, where they do not have that kind of stability in their prana. And also we can tell, like people who have lot of angry issues, insane angry, again let me just, angry is not bad, but insane angry, whatever we call it as the angry which we are not able to control at all, where we go into a so worst situation, we actually overtake our egos will be in top of our discussion topic. At any such topics, it is called as an animalistic nature, or mruga mruga swabhava. Once the Bhishana Bhairava comes into your life, Bhairava in the Swaroopa of Bhishana Bhairava or Chamundima comes into your life, they will be able to subside this particular intensity of the energy what we have it from our karmic action perspective. So it is very, very important. There is also in Devi Purana or Devi Rahasyam, it is beautifully been articulated. Like Chamundi is also known as Chamunda. Okay, especially people from the west, they call it as a Chamunda. Very furious form of Durgama. It is also like she has chopped off many of the demons, particularly Chandamunda. Their stories are very, very high because Chandamunda was not the normal Asuric energies at all. If you read the Devi Purana, you will get to know that even the so called Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, in their particular forms, they were not able to defeat the Chanda and Munda. And it is also in Devi Purana. Maybe I will give one small storyline behind this. When Vishnu Bhagavan was asked to actually come and support in the battle to fight against the Chandamunda, the entire almost like for almost like 16 long years actually, Mahavishnu fought with Chandamunda, and he used to get tired, and because there were two people, Chandamunda, and Vishnu was alone. Here actually they came into an agreement that actually we will take a little bit of rest, and then actually we will evening we will take a rest, and again we will start fight doing our um, we will continue the war. So here it is beautifully been articulated. Even Mahavishnu was getting tired even to do a battle with Chanda and Munda. So powerful Asuras. So to talk only about Chanda Munda, no, maybe actually same like Ravanasura. They actually have very strong connection with Devi. Okay, and also they had a very strong boon from Brahma only, um, and even from Shiva, and even from Vishnu. So they ensured that actually they took a boon from everyone and they started actually trying to dominate it. And when all these entities, especially the Devas, they were not able to take control, Ma actually came into an existence. Here, Chamundima is very, 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 very potent here, according to even to the mythological story. Chamundima or Chamunda and the Bheeshana Bhairava together, they destroyed the evil forces, especially of the whatever we call it as like Chandamunda's army troop, especially from the north direction perspective. They able to take control of it, and they stabilized, they protected the dharma there, particularly from the north direction. See, Bhishana Bhairava, we have to come into the next stage of it, the eight major great Swarupas of Bhishana Bhairava. Today we will be reciting his name. It's very, very, very powerful forms. Each form actually is recited into a very energetical way. Maybe I'll try to give the correlation between the Swarupa as well as the different margas as well as tattvas which has been connected to him. Maybe my request is actually, if you're not able to understand the conceptual information which I'm trying to share, please try to revisit this video and try to explore based, understand the connection dots where exactly I'm talking from. See, because these information whichever I'm trying to share, this is purely from the scriptures of Tantra, Rudramalaya Tantra or Bhairava Tantra or Devi Purana, Devi Rahasya. The mixture of all this information I'm trying to share you on this video, such that actually the listeners, whoever are there, are blessed by Bhairava. That's the reason you are able to listen and I'm able to tell this. If not, maybe we will just miss this, skip this video. So let's talk more about his Swarupas. See, Bhishana Bhairava, each Bhairava, to talk into here from a Bhishana Bhairava perspective, have carried all three types of gunas. It may be Satvika, Tamasika, Rajasika gunas. And today there is a myth that actually whoever does a puja of Satvika, they are not supposed to do the puja of of Tamasika or Rajasika. Deva wants to slow down me. Okay. Three gunas: Satvika, Tamasika, and Rajasika gunas. Here, energy degree variation perspective to perform the cosmic functions, it is very very essential. One who prays the Satvika doesn't mean that actually he's not supposed to pray Tamasika or Rajasika. See, these are the three gunas as we are living entities. Even from Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, it is also told like Tamasika is actually Shiva. Okay, Satvika is Mahavishnu, Rajasika and Brahma. Does that mean that actually the whoever prays to the Mahashiva, Paramashiva, is actually Tamasika Swabhava? No. And it is also told that Satvika, Tamasika, and Rajasika are somewhat like a Nadi also, whatever we call it as um, Ida, Pingla, and Shushumna. See, these things should not be misunderstood. Three aspects, these are like three aspects of our life. One cannot be dropped with other, or it has its own importance to balance the life force of this cosmos. Okay, so Bheeshana Bhairava, the first Swaroopa of the Bheeshana Bhairava is Bheeshana Bhairava himself. He's embodying the terrific as well as a protector from directly from. It is said that actually he protects from the when Kala Bhairava was activated him. Bheeshana Bhairava was given a special power to eradicate the evils, especially who are taking the ill name of Shiva. So protected from the directly from the Shiva. So he was being granted with this. Symbolically, if you want to tell, he is like ultimate power. Can destroy the ignorance of the upasakas. So any kind of mm, we may call like any kind of devotees who is fearing of the enemies or the any kind of ignorance they have it, like whether I need to do this or do that, or asking multiple actions, listening to them and not getting into an action is also an ignorance. So basically he will ensure that any kind of he destroys those ignorance. Okay, he shields us upasakas with from any kind of a fear and enemies. And moreover, um, it is dissolved aspects. As I told you, he is been gifted as by as he connects with the dissolution aspect of the Shiva himself. So whoever prays the Bhishana Bhairava, or once the Bhairava in the Swarupa of Bhishana is activated in your life, you will become more Shiva Tattva. You will have more Shiva information coming to you in the form of in today's world. In the it may be an image, it may be a video, always talking about him, listening about him, some music about listening about the Shiva music. You will be always graced by him. Okay, so it is also Bijana Bhairava is actually associated with Smashanam, graveyards, cremation grounds. Especially here, it is being said that the whenever the Bhishana Bhairava is activated with the Devi, he will ensure that actually he will take control of devotees' asuric thoughts, which is getting generated. See, basically, Bhishana Bhairava here in the sub form, his Devi concertors actually, or Devi entity who is supporting Bhishana Bhairava is Bhayankara Devi. Okay, then name only tells she is very, very um, like Bhayankara is like very, very furious form, aggressive form. Okay, sing, but what type of aggressiveness? It is not like mad aggressiveness. It is compassion aggressiveness, and any kind of um, maternal protections. For example, any motherlyhood, mother, or it may be mother kind of um, entities, or if you want to activate or get the support. Previously, if you see even particular 64 Yakshinis used to get activated in one particular villages, particularly for example, if there are multiple females who are got pregnant and they want to actually deliver the baby, they used to call these devis Bhayankara Devi, and they used to tell, Ma, we have a maternal protection request from you now, please take care of them. So this is actually the way they used to activate the devis. Okay, so that's where the Bhayankari Devis comes into a picture. Bhishana Bhairava as well as a Bhayankari Devi, especially they connect same dots from it, Shumba Nishumba, okay, Chanda Munda also, and especially from the there is one particular Bhayana Sura from a Devi Rahasya. It has been said that actually Devi first came into an existence to diminish that particular Asura, okay, to balance the dharma, to defield the dharma perspective. And she is also, like we can tell, like overcoming any kind of existential fears, causing internal and external fears, or any kind of a karmic bondages. As I told, like any kind of past life karma you carried. So any kind of a karmic bondage we carry in this particular lifetime, maybe past life we may have done something really wrong, so that we have not able to completely get the ourselves into the Daiva Swarupa, are not able to surrender to him completely in a spirituality. We always have a doubt, we always have a queries, we always will be juggling from one Devata to other Devata. See, these things are like karmic bondages. So especially Bhairava, once we do a Aradhana of a Bhairava, and Bhayankari Devi actually take overs in a north direction perspective, any kind of a karmic bondages, they'll be able to eliminate it. See here, these devas, Bhayankari Devi actually, as well as Bhishana Bhairava, they are well normally been worshipped both in Dakshinachara as well as Vamachara perspective. Dakshinacharya is somewhat like Vedic way of approaching the Deva, giving offering like sandalwood paste, a flower, offering a Naivedya, and getting his support. Vamachara is somewhat like rituals by performing like involving panchakarmas like meat, alcohol, and yantra, activating yantras. All these things actually will come into a picture. Okay, I don't want to uh, give more insight from a Vamachara perspective, but because black sesame seeds, meat, as well as yantra is particularly used to activate Bhishana Bhairavi, to activate her energies, mm, to get siddhis, greater level of siddhis. Basically, the aghoris, these are the stages for them normally to go into the aghora tattva, to go into the higher realms of the aghora tattva. Basically they are supposed to do a siddhis of particular daivas, such that actually the negative entities will not be able to do any kind of a harm to them when they are performing such kind of a greater heights of sadhanas. So that's where actually Bhayankara Devi will come into a picture. We'll go to the next Swarupa of um, Vikrana Bhairava. As name tells, Vikrana is, it's not a small attribute. Vikrana is somewhat like a justice, okay? Any kind of a karmic reputations which we have it, and the justice for this particular life, the justice for the karma which you have done for your past life, or justice of the sin, whatever you have done in your past life, which has been accumulated, and you morally want to balance those. That's where Vikrana Bhairava actually come into a picture. Okay, so Vikrana Bhairava, to put it into a simple way, he is a purifier of all our karmic balances. So he ensures that karmic balances has been taken care. Symbolically, justice has been done to the Upasaka as well as the Sadhaka in his lifetime. So all these things actually you need to understand. Once we do a Aradhana of Bhairava, he will be activated in one of the way of a Swarupa who will be supporting us on all these parameters. So here I'm trying to give you more insight. Like you need to know, for example, what kind of energies you are connected to, what is their Divya Swarupas, what are their attributes, how they are actually get connected to us. These things, informations will enlighten you to more get to know about them better. Here, our Vikrana Bhairava is actually Karma Karini Devi is actually the concept of the Bhairava here. Karma Karini Devi is actually is also been very beautifully articulated in Devi Purana. She has been said that actually any kind of a negative karmas from the karmas we carry from this material world. Okay, if we want to drop that, okay, if we want to drop that, so Karma Karini Devi is actually comes into a picture. As name tells, she holds or she ensures that your karma has been taken care. Okay, so she is very potent entity when it comes to the Devi perspective, purifying any kind of our past, and any sadhaka who is looking for a liberation from a Devi Shakti perspective. mm, Basically, Karmakarini Devi actually will come into a picture. See, Vikrana Bhairava as well as Karmakarini Devi, they actually, if you see, they have a very close relation which is related to connected to the karmas. Okay, any kind of a karma retenants or left from the demonic nature of our past life, or a corrupted ruler, or we may be having a past life of a demonic nature what we are carrying, or in this lifetime only. Basically these entities actually, or divas, will be able to help us to overcome all those kind of asuric nature inside oneself. Here also, um, both divas actually are being worshipped into the two different margas, Dakshina as well as Vama Marga. Same as Dakshina Marga is commonly being accepted by the social norms today. Fasting is one ritual. Normally we do it as also a rituals offering for here actually for particular Devi we offer ghee. Okay, to activate her. Telling that is the reason actually even in astrology or in the Vedic perspective, it has been said that actually for whenever you go to the Devi, you are supposed to do the ghee arti. The reason is actually she is actually burning your karmic footprints, previous karmic footprints. That is the reason it is connected in that way. Maybe the way it has been articulated, maybe we do not have that complete evidence. But in Dakshina Marga, this is the way. Okay, in Vamachara, basically, it's a very very like for example, if for example before in the time of kings, especially they want to win any kind of a big battles, what they used to do is they used to invoke the Devi to come and support them in the battlefield. Especially they never used to do the Dakshina Marga Puja at the nth minute of any kind of a crisis, whatever they hold it. At that moment, they used to do a Vamachara rituals. They used to offer, use a blood as a sacred rituals to perform the Devi Aradhana, and they used to immediately get the Devi to their support. Blood offering is also being done till today also. Even if you see any kind of a Devi, normally whichever the greatest Devi temples across in south or in the north, especially in south, this is a practice still been continued, South India, where Devi is, especially when it comes to the offering, the bali has been given. So maybe a a hen, or even the goat, cow, buffalo, all these things actually offerings. It has been done even in the Kamakyama temple. Till dated, this offerings has been done. Even pigeons also are being given as a bali. So why I'm trying to tell you all these things information is, this used to be done only for a particular reason. Maybe in your particular family tradition, this bali paddhati is being continued. uh, then we are supposed to continue this. We don't have any kind of an next options which is left around us. But during the ancient times, especially from a Raja Maharaja perspective, they used to invoke such kind of a devis to actually to get the support from them for particular reasons. Okay, it is not that actually I need some materialistic comforts. Whatever we are today, I want to enhance my life. Today I'm going in a Maruti car. Tomorrow I want a Mercedes Benz to be rode, or Tesla car need to be driven. No, this is like foolishness actually in the mid of the materialistic realm. It is somewhat like if you try to enhance your external comfort zones, you will never get connected to the Devi or Deva in any of the sadhana paddhati. People call themselves as I am a materialistic sadhaka, I am a materialistic guru. Believe me, once you have took a guru tattva, you drop your external comforts. You always give a importance to your internal comfortness, or we can call it as enhancement of your internal connection with the daiva. Okay, so that's a very big topic. Maybe I will stop it here. So here Mata Karmakarini Devi with Vikrana Bhairava actually are being done both rituals in Dakshina as well as Vamachara. See here, basically, let me underline this very clearly. Here, in a Guna perspective, you see, predominantly Rajasika Swarupa is very activate, and trace of Tamasika Swarupa is activate when we do a performance of such kind of a Swarupa, especially Karmakarini Devi. She is actually more of a Rajasika. The third Guru Bhairava is Bhishaneshwara Bhairava. So Bhishaneshwara Bhairava is normally very closely connected because he is called a supreme ruler of terrifying energy of enemies. Enemies, if they are fearing on your progress, or in case of it has been said that actually the number of siddhis the one particular sadhaka will get into his life, the enemies actually start trembling. Okay, controlling any kind of ill planetary problems even in the dashakas is can be actually eliminated. So it may be very crucial way to tell that, but still, to put it into a simple words, yes, he's a supreme master. Okay, terrific energy he carries. Bhishaneshwara Bhairava is like the name tells. Bhishaneshwara, he is ready to take control. Okay, and here also Bhishaneshwara Bhairava is actually eliminates any kind of a planetary influences on Upasaka as well as Sadhaka's life. So even for example, in particular country, previously they used to do like one particular dynasty or a particular kingdom, the Raja, if they have any kind of a Shapa Grasta and they have a negative energy planetary implications on their kingdom as well as they're from a Raja or from a their family perspective, they used to invoke Bhishana Bhairava. Just that actually, along with Bhishana Bhairava, um, maybe actually I would put it into this way: the 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 female deity of the Bhishaneshwara Bhairava is Bhayeshwari Bhairavi. As name only tells, they are very very Bhayankara Swarupas. Okay, very 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 furious. Okay, Bhayeshwari Bhairavi as well as Bhishaneshwara are very very powerful entities. Okay, any kind of personification of cosmic balance or a celestial balancing, what we call it as, protecting the upasakas, graha dosha, graha uchatana. As I told you, very few deities are there who do a graha uchatana. So Maheshwari Devi is one among them, to ensure that actually dharma has been controlled. I'll restrain here only for that particular topic because they, in a guna perspective, it is very beautifully articulated. Even in Dakshina as well as Vamachara Aradhane, it is beautifully articulated that Dakshinachara, especially when you do a puja of Bhishanabeshwara as well as a Bhayankari Devi, uh, Bhayeshwari Devi, Bhayeshwari Mata, basically it is told like we are supposed to invoke her only by Vedic mantras and offering diyas to her, 108 diyas, along with Vedic ucharana need to be done. It has been said that 21 Brahmins are required to even to activate her energies from a Dakshina Marga perspective. In a Vamachara perspective, it is her activation, even the Bhishaneshwara's Swarupa activation is only done on cremation ground, not at all in anywhere at all. That is the reason battlefield is called a cremation ground sometimes, because they used to activate such kind of a Swarupas to get support of such entities to take, to win the particular final solution. Here, more, I can call it as like Bhishaneshwara as well as Baheshwari Devi. They are more having a primarily of Tamasika guna, signifying control over the darkness. So they are actually being prayed in only in a Tamasika way, such that actually the darkness in our life or the sadhaka's life, it will be taken over. Okay. It doesn't mean that actually we cannot do from a sattvic perspective. Any daiva aradhane which has been done before Brahma Muhurta or during Brahma Muhurta is actually been considered as a Dakshinachara. Okay. So coming to our fourth Swarupa, Jwalamukha Bhairava. So Jwalamukha is, as name only tells, it's a fire. Fire in the transformation, Jalamukha. Okay. Destroying any kind of an impurities. Fire is actually clears any kind of an impurities. Similar to whichever is we call no like when we are being in a part of a spiritual growth or spiritual journey, whatever the negative impurities as we as carry, that is only being burned by our internal agni tattva. Okay. So from a tattva perspective, if I want to talk, it is all about rajasika. But here Jwalani Devi is actually the mata who supports Jwalamukha Deva. Jwalamukha Bhairava is actually um, like I can tell like especially they used to get activated in case if the particular they want to shower fire on particular. If you have seen previous mythological story, whenever we used to have a Rama Lakshmana, they used to Rama or other entities or a divers, they whenever you they used to use a bow and arrow and fight with the asuric energies, they used to even eliminate the emit the fire. It is not the Agni Deva every time. Even the Bhairava in a Jwalamukha Bhairava perspective, they used to actually activate those energies. So in the battlefield, especially Devas and Asurik, to burn any kind of an impurities of their karma, even the Jwalamukha Bhairava as well as a Jwalani Devi is actually has been activated. Here, both the entities are can be done puja from both Dakshina as well as a Vama Marga. Here actually fire offerings are being done to the Dakshina Marga, as well as chanting their Ugra Swarupa mantra. Like not only Kavacham, not only there is a certain types of mantras, Farsi or we call it as Ugra mantras. Normally it is you will not be able to find those, but only Guru for a particular reason, if you are capable, they will normally give to the particular upasakas. Okay, so and for the particular reason. Here I can tell you like mm, see yes, in Vamachara also the fire offerings have been done, but if you see in Vamachara, basically the fire walks will be done. Okay, in certain Devi temples, we normally have like a ritual where actually the Agni Kunda will be there and the people will walk on the fire. Okay, with reciting her name as well as taking her Bija mantra, Guru will be invoking, and they will be asked to actually walk on the fire. So Jwalani Devi is actually Devi who protects you at that moment of time, and Jwalamukha Deva is the Deva who is actually help you to remove your impurities in your being. Okay, so basically they are more dominating from a Rajasika perspective with Satvika under currently like to transform any kind of a current purpose. Basically these Swarupas will come into an active. The fifth Swarupa is Sarvagnya Bhairava. As name only tells, like Sarvagnya means actually Shiva is also called in his Shatanamavali or Ashtottar Shatanamavali. One particular name of Paramashiva is also a Sarvagnya. Okay, Sarvagna Bhairava is like omnipresent. He is actually the he represents Shiva himself. Okay, any kind of an wisdom, or we can call it as an insight of the cosmic informations, or for example, any kind of a in greatest occult information, if some sadhaka is getting into their life or into a practice, it is all because of Sarvagnya Bhairava, because he bestows, he throws a lot of knowledge and wisdom into the sadhaka's life. Okay. um, yes, Sarvagnya Bhairava is actually here, Sarvagneshwari Devi, actually here the Matrika is there, and she is also represent the same, like a divine being Ma, with the knowledge, uh, with the greatest intuitions she provides, wisdom she provides, how, when, where, and steps what need to be followed. She actually opens such kind of a window to us, and she is a doorway to our enlightenment. So um, Sarveshwari Mata is actually like mm, every sadhakas actually one or the other way, when they do a Devi Aradhana, this particular Mata get activated. She will take, she holds the hand of Upasaka, and she will take you to the enlightenment. So I don't know, like whenever I speak about more about Mata, I lose myself to more into her Swarupas. Okay, here actually, especially Sarvagna Bhairava as well as Sarveshwari Bhairavi, they used to get invoked from the higher trust and existence perspective. Basically, Maharushi, Rishis especially, they used to, to activate the greatest cause for their purpose of the life, and the greatest knowledge to get from the cosmos. Shiva himself, as you know, that actually Shiva only the person who gave all the knowledge to this entire world. So to decode those information which is there in the encoded format, to get that, basically Sarvagnya Bhairava along with Sarveshwari Mata has been activated. Here, both the ways the impart transcendental knowledge, you will get it. However, they will also remove the ignorance as well as the darkness of the ignorance, to be put it into a simple, they will be able to eliminate. Here, mm, they are also done worship in Dakshinachara as well as Vamachara. Dakshinachara, normally what they do is they do a meditation, okay, chanting of the particular Bija mantra. They normally get means, Sarvagneshwara Bhairava is getting, will get be activated. However, in Vamachara perspective, especially people, greatest sadhaka like Naga sadhus or even the Aghoris, to activate their third eye. Not from a chakra balancing perspective, they call it as a third eye activation. Not, I'm not talking from that so-called um, making you to think that actually your third eye is activated. No, I'm not talking like that. Once the Kundalini activation is activated from certain Siddhi perspective, the third eye to be activated, here where Sarveshwari Mata actually will come into a picture along with the Sarvagnya Bhairava. Okay, to activate one's person's or a particular sage's third eye, so their guru used to actually perform such kind of rituals, okay, homa havanas, to activate the third eye. It is more Satvika Swarupa. They are actually activated as a Satvika Swarupa. The sixth Swarupa is Ugra Bhairava. Name as it is tells, he is very, very furious. He destroys all the demonic energies whichever is in front of him, especially associated with any kind of an aggression, okay, aggressive form of, and creating any kind of a cosmic imbalance. That's where actually Ugra Bhairava comes into a picture. Here, Mata in the Ugra Priya Swarupa, she is called as Ugra Priya Swarupa. She is the one form of 64 yoginis, very, very powerful Mata, Ugra Priya. Okay, she is more from a tamasic perspective. Especially, there are certain temples in Tamil Nadu, where actually Mata is being um, done her aradhana in in the tamasic way, especially Ugrapriya. Pratyangara Devi is one Swarupa where she is also Ugrapriya Devata. So basically, here both way of worship has been done, Dakshinacharya as well as Vamachara perspective. See, Dakshinacharya basically, as I told, as it is socially norms accepted, normally we use Rudrakshi beat to actually to do the Nama Japa, the sacred retention, or even the Vedic hymns when we have it. Every particularly like numbers of retention of the hymns will be done, like 11, 21, 54, 108, 504, as well as completely 1108, 1008. This particular way activating is actually Ugra Priya Devata actually will be very pleased to it. And even like here in Vamachara, certain mudras are there. We have, see, mudra plays very vital role here, okay, and even the certain mantras, particularly holding that mudras, actually we can activate the Ugra Devata, Ugra Priya Devata, as well as Ugra Bhairava. Maybe I'll not try to talk more on this because each Bhairava subswarupas we can talk hours together. Believe me, even one particular paddhati of one particular Bhairava in 64 form, one particular Bhairava, we can talk about him, and countless information can be flooded, including any kind of a influence of from a mythological background perspective also can be shared. The seventh Swarupa is Bhavo Bhavo Bhavya um, Bhairava. Bhavodbhava Bhairava is like Bhavodbhava, like I can call like Bhavodbhava is mm, cycles, okay, cycles of the life, Bhavodbhava, okay. So cycling nature of existence. We Punanati Jaranam, Punanati Maranam, wherever we recite this particular mantra, Bhavodbhava Bhairava actually come into a form, being like symbolically emerges from any kind of a creation and destruction to eliminate this particular cycle. Bhavadbhava Bhairava actually will come into a picture. Bhavadbhava Bhairava, he represents like any kind of a cyclic nature of life and death of particular sadhaka or upasaka's life. He will be able to take control of it. He will be able to actually ensure that actually once you do his aradhana in such a way that actually he will ensure that next life birth you will not have it. Here Bhavaneshwari Devi, actually Bhavaneshwari Devi is the Ma, the Bhairavas with, basically they both ensures the same entitical energies, like bringing of a creation to oversees any kind of birth of an existence or any kind of a remove the particular cycle of a birth and death, they will be able to emerge as. Here, both Daivas are actually more of Satvika Swarupa, little bit of Rajasika, but more of Satvika. Okay, Bhavaneshwari Devi, Bhavodbhava Bhairava. And here, actually, in Dakshina as well as Vamachavara Marga, basically there is a on a Bhairava, especially, he is a um, Argha Priya, I mean to say, like we need to offer him a water along with the milk as well as a honey. So he loves particular offering to him. See, every offering what we do to the devas in the Swarupa, it may be in the Linga Swarupa, or it may be a idol, or it may even we pour on a uh, give it into the temple. Everything has a secret meaning. Each offering what we do, sometimes actually only milk is being done, only honey is being done, there is a reason for it, particular daiva will be activated in it. So that is about Dakshina Marga. Coming to the Vamachara Marga, it is like uh, there is a mandala which has been written especially from a turmeric, okay. They normally create a diagrams in turmeric, especially in tantric geometrics, or we can call it as mandala, is created. Okay, and there are certain um, mantras which are being recited. Gupta mantra, this has actually not been disclosed. Even that mantra, when it is given from Guru to the particular sadhaka, they are not supposed to chant. Even their lip should not be making the sound, because the entities around us may be listening to it. It is a very secretive chant. Normally, it is all called as in Gupta mantra. So Bhavat Bhairava as well as Bhavaneshwari Devi, actually they take control of your life and death. They will remove you from the cycle. The last is of today's discussion is Vishnu Bhairava. If you recall, in the start of the video today, I told about the particular Sheshanaga. Okay. Here, he is a particular Bhairava performing. See, Vishnu Bhairava is none other than the both the entities of guna of Shiva as well as Vishnu. He's a mixture of energy of both the Shaktis. Even I really don't know how many of you know, especially in the South India, we have one Daiva as Ayappa. He is called Hariharaputra. So Vishnu in the Swaroopa of Mohini was able to ask, do a Mohaka of Shiva, and Shiva lost his senses, and actually they both were able to harmonize, and they got a kid as Ayappa. Okay, he's a very, 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 very powerful entity. So to talk about Ayappa, again, as I told, normally there are a lot of mandala puja has been done to him. Lot of different stages of offerings has been done. Certain levels of initiations are being done. Certain levels of puja parikramas are being done. Again, he here also he is more of satvika, but the trace of rajasika. Okay, so he is not done in any kind of a tamasic way perspective. Here, actually, Vishnu Bhairava is actually concerted by a Vaishnavima. Vaishnavima, to balance any kind of a creation, balancing any kind of a forces entity, actually creating imbalance in the life. They actually take care of it. See, presence of any it is a unity of the creations. When these Vishnu Bhairava as well as Vaishnavima take control of sadhaka's life, they will ensure they will nurture our life. They will actually preserve our aspects of divine thoughts, always getting connected to them. Vishnu, as we always tell, Sundara Purusha. Normally, we always been it's been told, like, whenever the Vishnu's name is being recited in the form in any of his Dashavatara, especially in Krishna Avatara, people actually get mohaka. Okay, that's where actually they will preserve our aspects of bhavana. Okay, they will take us. The nurturing they will be able to do. Bhairava, especially in Vishnu Bhairava Swarupa, he will be able to do. When he is being come into our sadhaka's life now, they will bring the peace, balance, and they protect. They'll create a shield around, to us. As I told, this is the maintain the harmony of the cosmic balance. Shiva as well as Vishnu took this Swarupa, and they created the Vishnu Bhairava. Sheshanaga, why? Because Sheshanaga was one of the entity who was given a boon that he can take control of one particular dikku, like mm, particular direction was being given. Here, Vishnu Bhairava with Vaishnavima. In Dakshina Marga, normally the puja has been done from the offering from Tulsi Dhada perspective. Vaishnava mantra, Vishnu mantra or Vaishnava mantra, normally we do offerings to activate the Vishnu Bhairava. Here, actually, if you research mantra of Vaishnava as well as offering with Tulsi, invoking Bhairava, especially in Vishnu Swarupa, you get both the entities qualities, Shiva Tattva activated to you as well as Vishnu Tattva activating you. And moreover, Devi in the Vaishnavi Devi Swarupini, she will be much more connecting to you, much more beneficial when we come to. And Vamachara perspective, actually, it is like it is a very advanced meditation. Normally, the uniting of incorporating elements between the Shiva Tattva as well as the Vishnu worship has been done. Um, no, it has not been done in any kind of a cremation ground, but it can be done in the a very high intensity of sadhana is required for this. Okay, so that's how the all the eight forms of today Bhishana Bhairava we were able to discuss. See, as I always tell, don't get into a today's so-called YouTube universities as well as so much of videos which will actually mislead the belief system what has been you are aware about it. Today, people take Vamachara as taboo element. Okay, they think that actually it is a forbidden. No, not at all. It is a transformation tool. It's a mundane duality of the creation which is given by Shiva himself. He tells that actually, if you want to activate me, if you want to actually know me better, these are the two margas which I have given to you, Dakshinachara as well as Vamachara. It is the choice of the Aradhaka what type they want to get activated him. So no margas is actually precious, or we can call it as good, bad, or ugly. Okay, maybe actually as a Dakshinacharya, Vedic tradition, it is more followed into, more purity, sanity is being followed into, um, more paddhatical way, or we call it as procedural information has been taken care. More of actually mantras, offering, meditations are being done. Somewhat like I can call like agamas as well as a tantra sagaras actually talks more about the Dakshina Marga. Whereas Vama Marga actually no rules, no bounds. It is between you and Deva. Whatever the actions you perform, only thing what you need to keep it in your mind is bhavane. What type of bhavane you are actually having at that particular moment when you are doing the aradhana. That what matters a lot. And Vamachara is all about performing in cremation ground, not everything, but these are always used like Panchamakaras, like five elements, whatever is Madhya, Mamsa, Masya, Mudra, as well as Maithuna. These things are used to perform the Vamachara Paddhati. So maybe actually if I start giving more information from it, it all connects to the mythological stories as well as an insight information. But I believe here we take a leave. We'll come with one more Bhairava Swaroopa in the next video. Om Bhairavaya Namaha. Om Hingulambikaya Namaha. Om Kamakyaya Namaha. Om Hingule Paramahingule Amritaropini Tanuyaktimana Shri Hingulaya Namaha. Om Kala Kalaya Vidmahe Kala Atitaya Dhimahi Tanna Kala Bhairava Prachodayat. Namaskaram.